Hey, this is Lindsay. Welcome back to my channel. Hope you're having a wonderful day. We are in part 3 of looking at journals from Alejandrina, and she does big, bold journals. They're very different than normal. She packs them full of amazing papers, all different kinds of papers, and we've shown and sold 4 over the last couple days, and we have 2 more to look at today, and then 2 more the next video to get through this batch of journals from her. I love how these are both book covers. We have Tales from Shakespeare, Charles and Mary Lamb, and Garden Flowers in color, G.A. Stevens. So I'm really excited because it's just different and it's fun. So I love Shakespeare. I'll actually get to teach Shakespeare this year. This year I'm teaching high school English, and it's been about a decade since I've done that, but I am doing that this year and I'm excited. I'm pretty sure that I will be teaching Macbeth. I may be teaching Julius Caesar as well. I'm not sure on that one, but or maybe it's Romeo and Juliet. I'm not sure yet where that one is, but I'll be teaching Macbeth, and I've taught it before and I love that play. So Tales from Shakespeare, isn't that amazing? So we have, she even kept a little bit of the spine here, but she's widened it so that she could fit 4 signatures. You can see she did like a homemade spine to make it wider so she could fit in all the pages that she wanted to fit in. This is 7.5 by 9.5. That's the size of this journal. So not as big as the ones that we've seen the last 2 days, which were more of a 10 by 12 or something like that. But it's still bigger than normal, and it is beautiful. I would say average is the 5.5 by 8.5, 9 by 6 size. Anything below 5.5 by 8.5, I consider a fairly small journal. And then anything above a 9 by 6, I consider a large journal. That's just my classification of it, but you know, you can, so many different ways you could classify it. But again, her choice of papers is scrumptious. Her dyeing, the coffee dyed, and the splots and the splatters are beautiful. They're very eclectic and fun, just putting together all these bits and pieces that are relatively in the same crafty family. They're, I guess, junk journal crafty family. We kind of have a baseline, and then we branch out. I feel like a lot of this is in the baseline. So that would be like coffee dyed paper, map pages, script, music, a little bit of nature popped in there. I love the tabs sticking out here. A lot of that. So many places to write and just be creative and be yourself, in the sides and the corners, all of that. Some gorgeous book pages. Love the maps. So incredibly beautiful. Look at how pretty. So many pages. Her journals are always, she doesn't skimp on the pages. She puts as many as she can in these journals. You are definitely getting your money's worth out of these journals with so many pages. If you want to try lots of different surfaces as an artist that works in journals, or a writer that works in journals, and you just want to try all different size papers and textures and feels, then her journals are perfect, because you get everything from, like, I think this is some kind of I was going to say mulberry paper, but it might not be a mulberry paper, but it's similar to that. You have like brown paper. Some of them have different kinds of coatings, different textures, different crinkle factors, all of that. But how beautiful is this? It is amazing. And I just love the cover she chose. I think that this would be so stunning in a library or a classroom, or I would be tickled to just have it on my like my bedside stand, just because it's such a statement piece. And then this one is a little more subtle, but I feel just as powerful. Look at this old cover. Just look at it and see there's some gilding, and there's greens and reds, just a little. You have an old cover, and then she's kept the spine here intact. There's some deep or embossing here as well. That's original from the book cover. 3 signatures. Wow. This is a 9.5 by 6, so very close to an average size for a journal. There's a lot of pages to it, you can see. And again, very much along those traditional junk journal aesthetic lines, especially if it's nature and vintage office, kind of. I feel like nature and this vintage kind of office and vintage people, those are the 3 main categories of junk journaling. And of course, we branch out into a million different ways. But if you think about what you can purchase and what are the most created, say junk journal kits, digitals, the books that we buy, you know, we have our Edith Holden, which would be nature, but of course handwritten script. We have old lined papers. We have, you know, even when we say there's a bee theme or any kind of nature or animal. So I feel like those are the 3 main categories, which would be nature, and then vintage kind of office, and then vintage people. Of course, like I said, we branch out. Some people do more modern. I love to mix my vintage and modern. I'm actually working on an eclectic journal right now that definitely mixes it. It's kind of a use it up type journal. Get some beautiful pencil script writing there. Just love. This one is, the flow is amazing. Just the pieces that she chose for the papers and the edgings, how they flow from page to page, looks at the same time both effortless and very deliberate. And that is the mark of a, you know, really well seasoned artist, especially in the journaling, junk journal realm. Look how pretty that is. You can always come in here and add your touches and put, you know, cluster. You can add pockets. A big tip for these script pages. Now this is gorgeous, gorgeous dictionary vintage dictionary paper. But just for some reason, say you didn't want a whole page of this, you can always add in a pocket, tuck in some index cards, have extra journaling. There's always a way for that page that is not your favorite to be total. And let's just say, for the sake of argument, I think this is an adorable picture and I would keep it in there. But say for some reason, some people are creeped out by vintage photographs and vintage people, or just say like, what if for whatever reason you didn't want this, maybe you weren't going for a vintage people, you wanted to add more flowers, you can always take a glue stick and glue over it and put down your own picture. So just because you see like one image or item or whatever that isn't exactly what you wanted, you can always customize a handmade journal. Customize it to be whatever you want it to be. You don't want a tab somewhere, you can do a nice little torn edge. You can, there's just so many things that you can do to make it your own. Some wonderful old papers in here. The feel of them is incredible. You can always rearrange your items and put these in different places. This can now become a pocket over here, and then maybe you have other papers over there. There's always things you can do to play around and make it whatever you want it to be. Look, this little dragonfly could be put down here on the pocket, and it could even be, you know, like a second pocket. This one's a little, or a belly band. Oh, that's neat. There's so many things that you can do to take the items in a journal and mix and match them around. Look at that. You can journal right here on the back. Some wonderful numbers there. Fabric lined. Beauty. Oh, so pretty. Well, I do hope that you'll give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel if you have not, and be sure to check back for another video finishing off her journals from this pack of journals. There's 2 more, and I know you're not going to want to miss them. Thank you so much for watching. Just have a wonderful day.